When you run a family, laundry quickly becomes overwhelming. Our current capacity is for 5 loads of laundry, but we're falling behind. So in this video I'm gonna install some additional laundry lines. So first I will measure the distance between the existing lines, because that's working for us, so I'm gonna keep the same distance for the new lines. So the distance is at 20 centimeters, so that's also what I'm gonna stick with for the new design. So that means that the piece of wood, it will be approximately 50 to 60 centimeters. So let's come a little bit closer. So I have the pillar right here. So currently there's like one line already there. Now this next line, it's gonna be a little bit lower because it's gonna be sticking out, and also the ports is a little higher than the walkway, so I can put it a little bit lower. So let's start with that by measuring the height of the ports versus the walkway. So this height is at 23 centimeters. So that means that I can lower this by 23 centimeters versus the existing piece of wood. So I'm just gonna lower this by 23 centimeters and then draw the line here using the carpenter square. Alright, so I made a marking of where I want the underside of the wood to be. Now I'm not just gonna install a piece of 2x4 in this length, but also I want it to be supported like this, because if we hang towels here it might get weighty pretty quickly. So I'm gonna make a triangular shape here that's gonna act as a support. So 50 centimeters is the length that I'm gonna work with. And let's measure it out and see what it feels like. So 50 centimeters looks like this. So from here to there. So I think that's doable. Like I can get adjusted to this length, and also, you know, I might still bump my head here, but yeah, also you need to be able to hang out the laundry. So there is a bit of a trade-off there. But I think it's doable, because yeah, I'll just have to hit my head a few times and then I know that that's where the new laundry line is, and that's just going to be part of it. So I'm going to look for 2 pieces of wood of 50 or one of 100. Alright, so I'm going to mark the wood at 50 and 100. For good measure, I'm gonna use the carpenter square to really mark the straight line. Same thing here. Yeah, by now you might know my signature move. With one hand I will just hold the carpenter square in place. I have like the incision of where the blade is, and this is gonna be the guide for the circle saw. Repeat. Alright, so those are the 2 pieces. So next I'm gonna figure out at what angle I want the other wood to be, because if I space it out on the floor right here, I think, you know, if it's like at an angle approximately like this, it should be way firm. So I need to figure out, do I want it like 45, like so, or a little bit more firm. Now I'm also thinking like 2x4 is maybe even a bit of an overkill. I think if it's just, yeah, but I'm not, yeah. Okay, let's reconsider, let's regroup. So this piece of wood is pretty short, and 2x4 is pretty strong. So I think I can even get away with just installing it as it is, without any additional support underneath. So I'm just gonna go for that because it will save me a ton of time and also a ton of wood. So that really, it simplifies the whole process. I'm just gonna make sure that I use enough of the concrete bolts to have it in place and to have it firm. But I think a 2x4 by itself, it should be strong enough to hold up those lines. I'm gonna do 3 bolts just to make it extra strong. And so what I'm gonna do is I will have 3 lines in total. So, well, wait, there's the existing line here. Wait a minute. So these are the holes, and I'm gonna drill them out right now. So I'm gonna put the same markings in approximately the same space on the other piece of wood. So it's gonna be here, here, and here. Remember, we're building with speed, style, and strength, so that's what we're after. Now, and these are the screws I'm using. So they're pretty long. They were way expensive as well. The prices have gone up, $46.60, but yeah. Now, and since it's just for outside, I'm not gonna worry about the exact spot for 100%. I'm just gonna drill it in as it is. I'm gonna reposition it though, because like this I'm gonna drill into my table. So I'll put it to the side and start to drill. Okay, so next up I'm just gonna drill some holes in the wall. Alright, so I'm gonna keep it in place, making sure that it's exactly above the line. And the reason I can follow the line is because I'm pretty sure that these walls are at a 90-degree angle, so then, you know, it carries on towards other things that you do. So keep it straight, and I'm just gonna quickly tap the holes, and after that, when I know where the holes are, I'm gonna tap it here, tap it here, tap it here. Now you can see in the pillar where I want the holes to be. So now I'm just gonna put the wood down and drill the holes. And to connect the wood, I use a special concrete screw. So they have like a piece without the thread and a threaded piece. The piece without the thread, this is for the wood. So you can also get them with just the thread, but then it's just to connect metal. Now also when you buy these, go look for the hex head. Like they also sell this with a Phillips head, and then it's really a pain to drive them in because you just don't have the right grip. So go for a hex head like this, or go for a torque head. Those are the 2 good ones. Now, since there's going to be a pulling force on it, I also added a washer that should help it keep it in place. These bolts are usually rated for around 200 kilos, so I think it's going to be plenty strong. I think the weak point in this whole thing is going to be the wood. It's not going to be the screws. I'm going to try my drill. So for whatever reason, the driver was really having problems. So I went back to my good old drill. When I put it in the screw position, it didn't do anything, but in the first gear and in the drilling position, it worked just fine. I'm always a bit reluctant to use it because I feel like I'm gonna mess up the gears like that, but I heard a bit of slip, but not too much. So, and you can see it's firmly in place. So yeah, you just have to make the most of it sometimes. So that's what I do right here. Okay, repeat on the other side. Nice thing about woodwork and stuff is you always keep on picking up new skills. So what I wanted to do here is to have this line here 23 centimeters underneath here. So I just use the measuring tape to measure this distance, so that's pretty easy. Now next I use the carpenter square like so. I put it against the wall here, and I just made a marking here. Now and after that, I didn't realize it before, but you can just put it like so. Then this adds here. This is going to line up with this piece of line here, and then very easily you can make the marking here. So that sped it up quite a bit. Now here it's just a repeat of the process. So I'm gonna keep the wood in place, make the markings, and drill the bolts. So we had a lot of electrical stuff left over from the construction of our house. So we threw all of it in a box, plus some other stuff. So I'm gonna use electric wire for the line. So got some here. Beer, wat bestond het van beer? Alright, so I guess the lines are gonna be black because I got a lot of this stuff, so that's what I will be using. Throw it around it. I don't have the best strategy for this, I just do something. So I do it like double, and it's gonna make it strong. Alright, so I have it double quite a couple of times, and from experience I know that if I don't do it, it will start slacking really fast, but if I do it like this, it's gonna hold up just a while longer. Now next up I also want to install a line halfway here, so I'm gonna measure the distance between here and there. and then halfway I'm going to put another line up. Okay, so this is approximately 80, so I'll put it at 40 from the parapet. Okay, so I'll mark the middle using the carpenter square. So this is 7 inch, so at 3.5 I'll make a marking going straight up. So I'll be using these sorts of metal straps. So next up I'm gonna mark the position for the holes to be drilled, and then I'll drive them into the wall. Man, this is annoying. I made the holes too big. I used the same drill bit as for the other screws, and these screws are thinner. So that can happen. I made the holes too big, so I'll just take it out because I want it to be strong. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I got a thin piece of wood, and this is really thin, so I'm just gonna use a plier to break off a small thin strip, and I'm gonna jam that into the hole. It's just a bit thinner. Okay, so I'm gonna see if this makes a difference. Yep. Yeah, you can see right now it's really firm in place. So just a little trick, I mean it happens sometimes that you drill the wrong size hole, but like this you can easily recover from that. Yeah, so there you have it, a laundry line, and it may not seem like much, but when you don't have enough lines and you have a family, you know how annoying it is. I mean, you can say like, okay, I'm just gonna do stuff during the week, but weeks are busy and it's better to have enough things so you can do it in the weekend. Or at least that's our opinion. So very simple. This is just like a metal strap. It's actually for pipes mostly, but I use it for all kinds of things. So that's it right there. The other side, the middle, there's the line. Let's continue the line. Let's follow the line. The other side attached in the same way, wrapped around it many times, and well, on this side it's only attached with 2 screws, but I think it's gonna hold up. And here's the other line.